What's going on, everyone? So check this out. This is the most relevant video I have to show you today. It's kind of skipping the sequence. The frame video, I promise you I'll drop in the next few days. But this is a mess. This is the motor. My friend Richard came over. He's a very good guy. Very knowledgeable in the whole boat thing. So he came and checked out the wiring, which he was instantly mortified. Thank heaven he wasn't there like the first day to see all that. Then that'd have been something to see. I don't know. Some troubleshooting and some expertise from him and some things that he knew specifically about motors and trim systems and all that stuff. We got a pretty good understanding of what I think we need to do and where we need to go from here. So stay tuned. Hey guys, this is Richard. It's a good friend of mine in boat mechanics slash everything else. He's a boat guy, let's put it that way. And he's here to kind of help me with the mess you've seen. It goes all the way. These go all the way up in here to the motor. Like you can see them right here. These cables. If you pull on these cables through here, and they come out, and that is these. That is those.
Is this a trim pump?
That's a trim pump. And I did a temp job rewiring it, just connecting it to see if that would fix the work. Obviously, that's not going to be a long-term thing, but...
How far is the damage up?
I don't know. We'd have to cut it. Let me get a hobby knife and we'll cut it.
Alright, this is your ground.
Okay, so let's label which one's the ground. So, pull that one. That's that one? This is the ground?
Yeah, this should go...
So that goes right here. The ground goes up right here. So let's take that one off. What's that?
That is just muck from his starter.
Yeah.
So, does this trim and tilt work?
We won't know because the trim and tilt is controlled by this. So once we rewire this, we can...
But does he know?
It did work. It did work before it caught on fire.
So before we bust in this and do all this shit, are you building this deck or are you rebuilding this boat?
We're building the whole boat. But I just want to put... I already have wire, so we could just run... We could just put wires in here. All I plan to do, honestly, is replace the wires that are obviously done.
Yeah.
Because I have those right here. And then we can do that very easy. And then we can see if his trim works. But his motor and his console problem is honestly very, very easy to replace, and that's honestly on him.
That's on him.
It's own different. I wired everything else separate from that. I left it its own separate mess. So if he has to replace it, all he has to do is just take this off, which is very easy, and then replace the whole system.
Main power from the motor.
Yeah.
Ground. This is ground from the pump.
Yes. So keep that. So I guess they're
whatever these are.
That's gone. I took out. Dude, there's so much crap wiring gone. There was like a big messed up melting shit. I think it might have happened back in here and traveled back because there was like melting wires back. It was weird. It was very weird. It's on. There's no telling which wire went first, whether it was one of the cheap bootleg wires he ran to one of the accessories, or I ran all new wires, all marine grade wiring through this.
To his pumps.
To his pumps, yes.
His pumps work?
They have to work. I would imagine they work. I mean, but again, I haven't tested them because I haven't ran fuses and leads. But I have the wire sticking out through the console where I plan to hook them to the switches. If they don't, then I'll just replace the freaking pumps.
Alright,
but
so we need
that's not hard. Okay, so this one's off.
Alright, so that's this goes all the way out.
Let's see that thing. So here is the old busted.
That's battery side. So whatever happened from battery side.
So it happened from the battery side? Okay, so maybe it all works then. Maybe it's all just fine.
It's not like something happened in the engine and high voltage skipped all this insulation, went back to the battery and goes, hey, this is a good place to burn.
That makes me feel better. I'm so glad you're here because I got a lot of comments and it just made me wonder like what the heck was actually wrong with it.
Positive side to the pump.
That one's screwed too. Look at that wire, dude.
Yeah, all the way back.
We're gonna have to take it out anyway.
That's grease.
No, look at that. It's like a cancer once it's corroded, right? I mean, we could cut and splice it.
Well, it's not corroded. It looks like it was rubbing.
All right, so we can fix that. Okay.
Oh, hold on, maybe not. Yeah.
gonna have to run it. Remember how you took it out?
Yeah, just through. You can, either way, if we took it here, we can still run it.
Ow.
Alright, so we'll do this.
I mentioned in my last video about how you talk about how all these boats are pieces of shit.
They're a piece of shit, man. Boats are shit.
Shit's funny. You should have seen it, dude. You should have seen it. I have it on video, dude. It was way worse than this. Yeah, so now we're gonna get it off. You should have seen it, Richard. It was terrible. You should have seen it. If this bothers you, man, you would have just like died. You would have like had an aneurysm, dude. Your brain would have exploded.
Well, this bothers the shit out of me.
Okay, positives out. Check it out.
There's no point of running all new shit. It doesn't work. So we're either gonna put power to it and it's gonna fry, and at that point we'll know what's frying, and we can fix it, or it's gonna work.
So it probably was the battery.
Well, the way
it makes more sense that it was the battery, right?
The way it looks back here with all these little nicks.
Yeah.
Wires were just probably biled up and rubbing. And it
was pretty bad.
I've seen this guy's videos. He's not gentle with his boat. So something back here would happen, and it just all it takes is one wire to touch another wire, and
great.
This goes positive. Where's the positive?
Right here.
Right there.
Right there, sir.
All right. So we'll cut a little more.
This thing will come off now. No, it's stupid.
Where do you fill this?
How'd you get it off?
Just 2 bolts.
Oh shit. What's that mean?
The hydraulic system's to be closed. You hear air? Like, listen. Over here.
Yeah, but it should still make a sound. It doesn't even make a sound.
Well, that's because we're not getting power. Even if we had power, I don't think this will go up. You shouldn't be able to grab a hydraulic cylinder and just move it.
Oh.
Because in this, there should be valves closed. Because it's up and down. There should be valves. So I shouldn't be able to pull against it and just make valves open and close.
Yeah. Yeah. It's for sure leaks. You can see hydraulic fluid everywhere. Interesting. I don't think people really know what they're getting themselves into. Listen to her, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Man, just having it out here in the light, looking at it. You can see miles of corrosion and wear and tear and cuts. Like, it didn't just get this way. You know? No, it was like a ticking time bomb. Right? Tick, 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 tick.
Boom. Rich, it should trim.
Are you gonna hold it like that?
Yeah, we found it. We're good.
All right. Here it goes.
All right, up. Hold on. Do it.
The up doesn't work.
Up doesn't work?
No.
Hold on. Now try it.
Nope, down works. Up's not working. Maybe it's a switch. Maybe it's this shit I did down here. Maybe it's not fucking right.
So we got...
Really, this thing kind of just needs to be ripped off, if we're going to be honest. Now that the trim works, I feel more safe to rip it off and just actually splice the wires where they need to be spliced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it's your call. I'm as committed as you are.
Alright. I didn't mean to tell you this, man. I really just wanted to hang out with you. Because I have no friends.
Dude, this works.
That really was the reason I called you over here.
I like working on boats I don't got to worry about.
Alright. It's pretty fun, huh? A little bit. Alright, so let's just undo this shit. I don't exactly know
it's gonna be 2 bolts.
It's a bunch of little bolts that I can't access, or it's 2 bolts.
Nah, yeah. Don't worry about that shit.
Let me go get a wrench that'll take that off. And because the one video I needed to not be corrupted got corrupted, we will simulate the major fail, finding with the cylinder having a hole melted in it, with a series of other fails, which equally suck just as bad, to kind of simulate the intensity of how bad this was when we found it. But ultimately we found the cylinder, and it started like bleeding out fluid all over the styrofoam. And we finally found the hole in it. We couldn't find it because it was so dunked up with stuff, but then we found it, and it was really super tore back. But it makes me wonder whether or not it's fixable, or maybe hopefully somebody who is seeing this video might actually have a spare one and hit us up on Instagram or Facebook or even here, and maybe we can get it replaced. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, I'm here with a good friend of mine, Richard. He's a professional boat guy, and he came to help me figure out your issue with your motor. And so I just like, well, he's here to say it. He's coming right now to say it. When the fire happened,
Do you know what happened? What did it just happen?
It just happened. I don't know what happened.
Okay, well, when it happened, it burnt a hole. Mike will have to send you photos. It burnt a hole in your trim pump, the reservoir.
Oh, damn.
So,
Oh, shit.
so no matter what you do, you're never gonna have trim or tilt.
Okay.
Good trim or tilt.
Yeah.
So,
what he could do is sell this. It just won't have the trim, so he could get money for it. Because technically, it works.
oh, I guarantee you, there's someone out there with a bass tracker that has a pump that works, doesn't have a motor that works. He's sitting on, if he can prove this runs, he's sitting on $700-800.
So could we try and maybe crank the motor?
Yeah, does that?
Yeah, it does, but you should probably maybe not be holding the thing.
Nah, this rocket. Hit it.
All right. Woo! So the motor's fine then, because the motor worked. It was fine. It's just the stupid wires that cut on fire. All right, so it's a good motor. We can sell it.
Starter.
You need a starter?
Well, yeah, I shouldn't have to tap it.
Oh.
1982, and this motor turns over. So we are on the winning side of whatever we're about to do.
Yeah.
You're gonna figure it's something that lives in water and relies on someone to put oil in it and mix it right. And it starts.
Dicey territory there, man. Hey, so thanks to Richard, we were able to really figure that out in very, very short record time. I personally would have not figured that out. And so it's just nice to know your limits in this whole thing and where you need help. But since the motor is going to have to come off no matter what, and because bad things have happened to this transom, I'm going to redo this transom. There's no point to keep it on. That does mean we're going to have to grind away some of these welds and redo some things. And thank heaven it's not all the way welded, like they only half welded it, which is kind of weird. But that just means the rest of it's nice, easy to take off. So we'll be removing some things. We don't got to do this today, man. Let's just relax.
No, I'm not. I gotta run through my head to get in,
okay.
in it. So with the motor off.
Motor's off.
Get all this shit off,
Yes.
get all this off. Cutting wheels.
Yeah, and we grind the edges. It's only welded right here.
Well, yeah, but if you want to do the transit, you have to, all these have to be ground out.
Where?
All these go through the transom.
Oh, they do. So we're gonna have to get taps to make a straight hole, so we can actually drill through without it spinning off.
The true thing, if you look at these rivets over here, how these are catching on these washers. So we can either try,
We just grind those off.
grind them off and try to pound them out
Yeah.
and redo it that way. So we gotta get this out. We gotta get this out as straight as possible, because this whole boat's gonna fucking torque without this in it. So before we do anything, from here to here, we'll get a 2x4. We'll put a 2x4 in here. We'll clamp it. That's gonna brace up this aluminum, stop it from flopping in.
Straight.
'Cause
Okay.
if it flops in and gets a crease, you're in a whole world of hurt.
Okay.
So
All
we'll
right.
do that. We can follow these welds back.
Yeah.
Boom. Blast that.
There'll be a point where we're gonna have to cut this off here, or fold this back. I felt like this was folded over.
It depends. If we take this off,
Yeah.
this may not even be connected.
Huh. Interesting. Well, doesn't it have to? Look, it is. Look, right up in there, and then. What I'm saying, they fold the aluminum over the wood, and then put all this stuff in.
Yeah, but they didn't make this This whole piece.
That piece is separate, for sure.
So
yeah.
it's here. If you drilled, well, let's just.
Yeah, let's just drill that. Let's just do it. We're gonna do it anyways.
Let's do it.
You're not missing one here? Oh, look at that.
See, that's not connected at all.
Oh, sweet.
So.
Okay. Oh, so we can just fold that over. Well, they welded it there. No, fucking. All right, we'll figure it out.
All right, so this is the piece.
Yeah.
So this.
That's all one piece, though, isn't it? This
I don't know, man. That's a big.
This is, look, this is all one piece, and they welded it here to join it to this. That's what they did. So literally grinding or cutting those welds off, this whole thing comes off.
All right.
So this is really actually very simple. We're just grinding that off.
We'll just run a zip right through here.
Okay.
Boom, boom. And this isn't even welded. This is brazed.
It's brazed? Well, that would make sense, because then, I mean...
Well, you gotta figure 82, no one was TIG welding it. To make money, they probably, in 82, this boat was probably $1,000. Whatever it was, it's 82, who knows? So it may have been welded. Whoever welded it, it was definitely by hand, because that's some shit. Yeah, we don't need it. Problem is, there's wood behind us. We just burn the whole boat down.
The plasma cutter would fix that?
No, a plasma cutter would burn the whole boat down.
Oh yeah, well then we don't need one.
No.
So, if anybody in the relevant area, or even here or far, wherever, like has a trim system that would fit that motor, please let us know so we can fix this thing and maybe get it going. If not, I think I have a plan. I think the reason why that thing melted in the first place, why I was able to melt, is because it's plastic. And if it's plastic, I can weld it. And I'm thinking about getting that whole unit, since it's trash anyways, and pulling it apart and trying to weld it. And then having Richard, at his convenience, come over again and help me kind of do the whole thing. It's not something I'm really inherently familiar with, but it's something he does for a living. So I'm so glad to have friends at high places. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Richard. And we're going to get this going. Stay tuned for the framing vid. That's coming very shortly. All right, this video is just a brief view of an entire playlist on how I built this boat in depth. Please subscribe. Check me out on my other social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram. Check me out on Patreon if you're really serious about this whole boat building thing. Check out my Amazon store for every part known to man on how to build a tiny boat. All the links are here in the description below. Thank you much. Tight lines.